All right, everybody, I'm back. Yeah, it sure has been a while. I was offline. The room that I normally stream in with the multiple monitors was not available to me, so I was presenting things via my Bitmoji, which I think is pretty cool. I may stick with that. I have a whole bunch of Bitmoji. I wasn't able to get the little script to display them all working, but look forward to that if I can get to it. Yeah, so there's just a lot to wrap up in this code. I've been looking at it. I have here a kind of a to-do list, and we're actually doing number 1, but then we got caught up with the whole MVC discussion. We're still caught up in it, but we're still doing that, breaking it up into multiple windows. But MVC is also going to cause us to mess around with the text version, and that's something that we're going to have to contend with. Item 2 is this dimming of the keyboard. It's a feature. I really want to work on it, and it's something that would be interesting to implement, namely we run the game, and when we do, we see the letters dim based on whether the letter has been used or not. And if everything works out, I'll try to get that. I'll try to actually code that tonight or now in this session. So if I put in taser, the letters A and R would be dimmed, or even it could even be colored appropriately also. That's something we could work on. Maybe up here, the background and the color could be swapped. So there's a couple of things. This is green background, so maybe I'll just rename that. So anyway, I got a lot of things I'm thinking about for that. This is an actual game, so if I put in ranty, this is actually playing the game, so the game is actually pretty good. Garrett, that's actually a word. Cargo, no. Car, this is carky. See, maybe this isn't working. Is carky a word in the dictionary that we have? Okay. Dar. And here it'd really be cool if I had the letters. I can work off of that. See, I don't know. Oh, right. The dictionary is not checking whether the word is valid or not. So that's something we have to add also. What is this? Yarns. What was the word? Vario. See, that's, you got to work on that. So that's what I'm going to code up in with this dimming of the keyword thing. Number 3, dealing with the dictionary of words. We're going to remove these rare words like vario. I've not heard of that word. Finally, 4 and 5 are bonuses, and they all have to do with the user playing the game. If anything, number 5 is maybe the one to work on first, allowing the saving of the progress or the state. In fact, I'm going to edit that right now. I'm going to put here test. Yeah, so these are bonuses. I'm really excited by the next thing I'm going to try to work on with live streaming programming. But I'm going to continue to refine that offline before we jump into that, because there's a good amount of stuff to mess around with here. Okay, so I'm going to go offline, and I'm going to go offline with the video, and I'll continue to address some of these items in the to-do, maybe even that first one, this guess row one. Oh, not this one. Yeah, it's a little slow, but this is the TUI. But there's a test here that I'm going to do. If it's any if it's clear, I would yeah. I'm gonna go and code for a little bit some of the things and try to explain what I'm doing after it. So let's just jump into some coding. What we'll do here is there's this function that I introduced in the last stream that's returning the letters with the statistics, and I'm not going to worry about consider using an enum. I'm comfortable with this. I'm going to change this to be letterWithColor, and then write a test for it, and then change the caller of this function. So that's what I'm going to do in this first bit. Well, it's been just kind of stuck my computer, but it's gonna get there. Just to update people, I am trying to run this test. I did try to change the function name, and that's sort of the root of a lot of my issues. And the other part that's hard is that the computer is running a little slower, and honestly, not sure what it's doing now, but sure going about it slowly. Point out here that in this file I had to enable this library that we made here, our library of functions to implement the game. We made that a dependency of the tests. All of these will have it as a dependency, except for these mockups. Yeah, so this is me adding some tests, and this reminds me of the very early episodes when I didn't have stuff configured. I'm going to give it maybe another 30 seconds, and then I'll Control C this. Yeah, that was roughly 30 seconds, and I'll just kill this and see what it's... Immediately I'll start it again, and hopefully it'll get the message that I want it to return a result. But you also saw how I was writing the test. This is what's returned is an array of tuples, and this is why tests are so good. If you can read the test, you can understand a lot of what the program is doing, because you see what the structure of the output is, and hopefully it's clear from here how things work. It's giving me a runtime compile error here in Xcode, and I'm expecting to see that error here. Now I have this suspicion that maybe when I updated the package, I may have done that incorrectly. No, it says Wordle here. Oh wait, Wordle CLI, and Wordle CLI has a dependency on Wordle. So maybe, let me go and do it this. Let me do this. Let's see if that's a dependency, but you'd think that Swift Package Manager would catch that, or at least complain about it instead of going around in circles. Another clue here is, as I'm working, I'm always cognizant of what it is that I've changed, and what it is that I'm working on, what it is that I'm working on. And that means that I generally know if something goes awry, it's usually something that I did, and what the thing that I did is usually, hopefully, something small that I can revert, like that dependency change. Although here I seem stuck in the same spot, so. but I guess if I get a linking error, I know to put it back in, but now I'm mildly agitated as to why I'm sitting here waiting for this. Wow. There, it actually came up with the error here. Cannot find letter in scope. Oh boy, but I already made that testable. Not this one. Now I'm just right, and now I'm just, yeah, I've imported it. I've made it testable, so it should see everything. Now I wonder if I got to make it public, but the whole point of testable, this annotation, is that it's supposed to be able to see everything. And worse, I still get this error. Type cannot conform to Equatable. So I can't test it like this, but I'll just test it in a smaller way. Oh, letter tests. Oh, I'm looking at the wrong tests. It's the other test that it's complaining about. These tests. I'm slowly losing my mind. It's been, you could see the date on this. It's February 2, but okay, so this will work. This Wordle CLI test, what's this thing? Let's just look at this so I'm not frustrated by this. Okay, that one is going to be okay. So guess road tests. I'll just, no, I know that that's an error, but at least we're going to have a clear error here. It should only be now the issue with the tuple. Tuples are a thing. I first learned of this little structure in Python, and it's cool that Swift has it. It works well for the test, for the case that we need it for, but not for the test. For the test, we're going to have to do it this way. I'm okay doing it this way. It's a little, it's unfortunate, but if I say letterStat sub 0, 0. Yeah, that's going to be P. Let's see if it'll accept this. Wow, it's actually running a test this time. Okay, it failed. Now I don't see the failure, but at least it ran the test, so it's probably good. I'm gonna accept this mention, and so letterStats is an array of tuples, and the first I almost feel like doing it this way, like in the main. Like doing something like this. We can even do the loop here. Let's try that. Just to, because we know everything is going to be, oh no, but it won't, no, it's okay. See, now I can just call this. Do that. No, we don't care about the color. We don't care about the letter. We'll do another test below. Oh wow, I see my error. Finally looking at the error message, it says that it's just P is not equal to P. So this is the one where I forgot to do so the test worked. The first variation. So let me undo this. Yeah, I'll get rid of these two lines. Yeah, the uppercasing is done in the row, but not in the other thing. So these are the small little nicks and cuts that you get doing programming. So let's see if this we'll also try this one. This I hope is green. Okay, so that test worked, and I'll do a few more with a different on a different row here. I'll get that middle one. It's none, I think. Yeah. Then we'll do the same thing here for walks. Now, in some companies, if I were a QA engineer, I'd probably do my best to separate these into a separate test altogether. You could see I'm doing basically 3 assertions inside of one test, whereas instead, sometimes the measurement is the number of tests, the number of actual functions, each test assuming to have 1 assertion. So, but it's a small thing. This is just to protect me from the future when I make a change. And I think for this, I'll just run the tests up here. I'll just do the guess row test this way. I'll just tell it to run inside of Xcode. Hopefully we get passing tests here. But here you can see that the tests don't indicate that I'm actually testing letterWithColor. There should be a separate test. Just for clarity's sake, but it's not the first time I'm testing. I'm doing multiple assertions. It's a very small thing, but something to consider. Now it's doing the test in here, and it's doing all of them, so. Saying here, it's down here at the bottom, Xcode is saying waiting to attach. Might be hard to see with the text there, but there may be a way to prevent doing that maybe up here in the scheme, but I'm not gonna worry. And now it's testing. See how far it gets, and yeah. Okay. So we fixed it, or we provided it. I'm gonna make a small test that's just the you know what? No, I'm gonna just go to the next thing, which is the dimming of the characters. But I think actually I'll do I think I'll lift up the prompt first, but yeah, see, here's another thing. It'd be really nice if there was something in here that showed me all my changes. Instead I'm down here. I don't mind doing it this way, but we're not going to add that one. We are going to probably Swift main. Yeah. We'll add this. I just realized I could pop up. We'll add this. I could probably do something like fire up gitk. Just something. I just don't know how to do it in Xcode, and let's see if this tool comes up. Yeah, so here is the tool, and here I can then click on things that are still like one at a time in a GUI, and quickly look at the changes. Here I can, yeah. So I'll do the first two things that I put here. I'll do checked into the index but not committed. I'll do these changes first. And what I've done is I've renamed the method and called it. here. I wonder if I don't think I can do it here. So it's just a mishmash of tooling. I think another confession. Well, I generally can work fast, but if I'm talking, it's hard to work fast, and I'm also not 100% sure. And I think that's one of the reasons I'm making this live stream and putting it out there. It's something you just have to do regularly. And someone was telling me about this, like, programming is a lifestyle, but I knew that in my bones. You have to do this regularly, or you're always going to feel like you're fumbling around. And I'm fumbling around, and I think I know what I'm doing, but yeah, I wasn't sure what the point is. But let me continue with this. Just add this thing here. I'll put here modifies, tests, include. Okay, so once again, I'm going to go offline. We've made the first thing, which is to make some tests. Before I go offline, I want to point out this one key thing, and that's in this TUI program. In the CLI program. The CLI program, it's still written in the old way. It's still written where it's like a shell script. It's like from top to bottom I'm doing stuff, and it's all over the place. It's fine, but now we're trying to head towards a unified. We're trying to head towards a unified construction with this model view controller mechanism. We're gonna have a single controller that's gonna look a lot like this, and it's going to make a call to. It's going to decide based on a command line whether to start Wordle curses or Wordle CLI, and so one of the things we have to do is convert this into a CLI and unite this controller a little bit. But so that's something that we have to do, and then the Wordle CLI and Wordle TUI, those can become views inside of Wordle. They can go right into this Wordle library, and there will be one Wordle CLI Wordle game directory that will just have one main, and you can pass in whether to run as a text based or CLI based. So text based, curses based, or command line based. So I'm gonna go and do this. So in this section where I go offline, I'm gonna go and this prompt here, its only responsibility is to return the string. All of the work that it does up here to check the string and whether it's valid, whether it's in the dictionary, that stuff needs to be out here in the controller. And yeah, So let me go and code that up, and I think it'll be clear what I'm going for. All right, I hope everybody followed along. I just refactored it so that the guess calculation, the prompt loop to check that the guess that was entered is good, is now outside of the view, which is this program here, this prompt here. This is just going to return a function, but you notice it's also there's stuff here where we're updating the status line, and that should be probably a function. So let's quickly add that. And but well, actually, I came online because I wanted to see how this worked right now. So let's just Swift run this thing. Let's see if it actually worked the way I think it's going to work. This is good. Can't find the term, that's fine. And the 80 spaces, that's fine. Those are now in my view. So it looks like these two lines here will have to be put into the view, and we'll have to expose them in a function via a function. And then the guess string itself, line 85. Oh, 85. Yeah, this one we can just do. So we should have gotten rid of 2 of these errors with that one change I just did, and then I'll go offline, make this separate function, talk a little bit about this folding that I was doing earlier. It's going to be something that it's definitely coming in handy. Okay, let me go and make this change, and we'll test. Let's see if how that goes. Oh, we're back, and I think I made the right changes. Let's run the compiler and see. This change is tricky because what I want is, if I pass update status with no arguments, I want it to clear the status line. And the status line is row 17 in the curses window, but we're gonna have a status line in the text version, namely like all this stuff where I whisper the correct word, where I say that the word is not in the dictionary. Those are strings for the status line, and we'll want it in the text version also. Yeah, so here it's back, and I'll put in earth climber devoid review aware. Boy, I'm not gonna get this one. Eager. And great. And notice here's that bug where we got to clear the status line where we want a function that accepts nothing as an argument, and we know exactly where to find that. So first I'm going to find the correct word here, A-E-I-O-U. This is also another one. Poxed, not a good word. We know where to find an example of code that takes a single argument, but it can do something if it's nil, and that's in the SwiftCursesTerm. And remember, we had this function here where you can set this to nil, and if it's nil, then it just moves the main. Actually, I don't know what it moves, but it can do it. So let me go and do this kind of a syntax where the variable name is appended a question mark because it's allowed to be nil, and by default it's a nil. I think that's what's happening with Swift here. So so I'm going to allow that to happen, and on update status we set it to nil, and in the function we say, yeah, I guess I'll use that funky syntax, if let. We'll go look that up in a second. And we're going to put in 80 spaces. Now, right. So let's do this run real quick, and then I'll bring up my browser and do a quick search for if let, because that's the syntax that's new. That's not, I guess, not new. We've seen it before, or I've seen it before, but it'd be good to get the word on that. If let site docs. thought this was called out a little more clearly. Like this, if let bounds. Yeah. Yeah, so this is that feature, optional binding. Right, and because this, it's returning what looks like a tuple. No, wait. Is that a tuple where you can name these things? Yeah, with types. Anyway, let's optional binding. Let's just be sure of that. I'll do one more search. Optional chaining. It's its own thing. If let. Yeah. Okay. So it's optional chaining is what I am thinking of. Is there binding in here? Where is it? Yeah, the optional int is accessed through optional binding. So again, this is another thing you have to do as a programmer. You have to sort of pay attention to these details. I mean, and by sort of, I mean you have to pay attention to these details so you can write code that looks like this, that will make a little more sense. Although I don't know, now I'm thinking it really doesn't make sense because update status without anything, it clears it. It probably should be clear status. What I'll do is I will document it here. Let's see if that, so here I can look at this in the quick help. It's not the worst thing in the world, but I'm the only developer working on this. If you have a concern, for sure send me an email or update this thing in the GitHub. But that's how I'm choosing to do it for now. I may change my mind. But now that this code is out here, if it's 5, then it's good, and then we come down here and do this check. But here we can also do the check where if it's in the dictionary. So, but before we do that, let's assess what our changes are. Let me yeah, this is a big change. I'm gonna say refactors prompt. All right, so I'm making it. The progress is good. The next thing that we'll do is add the in the TUI version, we check here with this backdoor business. We can add that in now pretty easily. By doing this. Wow, I even give myself the thing. So I'm adding the backdoor now. So this is let's see if this works. We're added the backdoor, and you can see now, I don't know if you can see, but the code feels easier to update. I am still making a mess in this controller, and there's lots of discussion in those URLs that I sent yesterday on MVC, where the controller has a lot of logic in it. This logic here can probably be put someplace else. In some of the posts that I read, people suggest putting it into a service class. Again, we're just hobbyists here, but to be somewhat serious, I'm at least taking comfort that I can do this somewhat quickly, and even though the controller is starting to get a little heavy, it's at least separate from the view, because remember, the key is that we want to separate the view from the rest of the work. Oh, I'm just gonna put in -99. So that's the word. That's an awful word. I'm in fact gonna play another one just to, yeah. tenor. Now that's a reasonable word. So I'm going to commit this. Then the other functionality is the dictionary. So now we did this check, we did this check, and if Wordle word's valid, guess lowercase. So here we have to say good input true. We're really going to add this block here. What we did there is just added the check to see if the word is in the right dictionary. And hopefully when you compare, this is the text version, this is the NCURSES version. Hopefully you can see that these two pieces of code are starting to look a lot like each other, and eventually this whole stuff that I have up here for the view, you're going to see that I can just lift it out. It'll be a very simple view class. I'll save that for tomorrow. This way I can code happy, because it should be straightforward to do this. That's yeah. So here, yeah, your word is not in my dictionary. That's in the dictionary. Wow. Wow, that's in the dictionary? Thule? I even want to check that. Wow, see, that's a word that I would get rid of. Trace, no. Okay, what is it? TWITE. See, that's a word I would get rid of. I would get rid of Thule, and I would get rid of TWITE. Now, to show you how serious I am going to go into this and just get rid of those Thule and TWITE. Now it's gotten rid of. Okay. Oh, here it should. And now we got to check if it's correct. So we're very close to finishing at least the game as it stands, making it par with the text version. So I'm going to keep going. Let me go offline and finish up the rest of this. I'll first commit this change. Okay, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go and add, if the word is guessed, we're going to exit the loop. I'm going to add that now. Okay, I just added the check to see if it matches the correct word. I'm going to use the backdoor to induce that. There's this business with the fancy message, and that's again a free floating function that's up here. Where should that free floating function be? Is it part of the view? Probably not. Is it part of the controller? I mean, it is right now. Should it be maybe part of the model, which we haven't really talked about? Possibly. And I think I'll spend tomorrow talking about this model, because I'm somewhat resolved on what the model should be, but it's, yeah. See, it says that's it. Anywhere to quit. Oh, yeah, I'm in the close function, where I'm updating the status, not using the function. It should really interesting. When you're down here in game.close, you want to give the final status, and that should be passed in game.close should really be this thing here. Or maybe even line 18. But you see what I'm fussing with. I'm gonna go and I'm comfortable that it ends like this, but I'll have to add the message, and I'll have to put this as a to-do, because we're not going to go for much longer. Yeah, so close will accept a message. It'll pass it to update status, and I'm going to put here to do yeah. So it does that correctly, and now let's do it where it didn't do it correctly, where we're just going to put in taser 6 times and I didn't get it. I mean, the original version of Wordle has a hard mode where you have to use a word that's in the dictionary, and the previous letters have to be letters that you've played, letters that are yellow or green. So I'm not going to hard mode. Yeah, see, it should be a message here that says, like, maybe, where is this? Yeah, guess row is not. Yeah, guess row is up here, so the message needs to be here, and it needs to. I wonder if I can even put game close here. I'm going to try that tomorrow. So again, all this is for tomorrow. Close. Okay. And oh, I already forgot the word. Yeah, Doria. That's not a word. It's a word, obviously. It's in that dictionary, but it's not a common 5-letter word. So, what do we have here? Div. Okay. Okay. All right, so we did a lot. Oh yeah, push this up. So we'll catch everybody tomorrow. We're gonna go in and do some more coding of the game. We're gonna address these to-dos. Then we're gonna take this text version and wrap it in a view. It's gonna be very interesting. And I'll talk about that, and we'll also talk about the model. What is the model? What is the game model? And I'll give you a hint. It's just 6 guesses, and that's it. I'm pretty sure that's the model. It probably will have a property for the correct word, but you could argue that's in the controller. But in the end, it's a very simple model to display, but we're going to talk about that. I'm going to read some more and see if my understanding of MVC is appropriate. If my understanding is correct, and if the use of if that simple model is actually appropriate. So thank you for checking this out. I do get despondent and a little pouty in these broadcasts because I'm doing this live. It's not coming out clear, but I think that's sort of why I'm doing these videos, is to show that when you're starting out, or even when you're experienced like I am, it still is a kind of it's difficult. It's a difficult process. It's a thinking endeavor, and I think the goal of this live stream is to do it live, as much of it live as possible, so you get to see all of the frustrations. And don't get me wrong, I'm doing a lot of stuff offline just so that when I come on here, it kind of goes in a certain direction. But working in computers, you have to deal with these things that are irritating and frustrating, and you just have to try to be better at it. And that's what I'm going to try to do here and professionally, is to try to be better about the feeling. We'll catch everybody next time. Thank you for checking this out. Thank you very much.